And for the Dallas Cowboys, it does seem, Kay, like they're going to be without their two top receivers for Thursday's game, a hugely important game for the Dallas Cowboys. One I think a lot of people are going to be watching, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be watching either of these guys. We'll start with Amari Cooper, who was placed on the COVID-19 reserve list earlier in the week. He is out at least 10 days. That includes Thursday, so he is not going to play. And then CeeDee Lamb, who's supposed to move outside, is supposed to kind of take Amari Cooper's reps and really become the big-time weapon for Dak Prescott that he really has already been alongside Amari Cooper. He suffered a concussion. No firm word on his status, but 4 days is incredibly fast to get through the concussion protocol. Certainly seems unlikely as we look toward Thursday.
So the Cowboys get hit with the injury bug at the worst time possible. It appears that CeeDee Lamb, he will be out for the Thanksgiving game, and the Cowboys will be left with the wide receivers that played this previous game. Now, I get it. Crash and burn time, right? The sky's falling. And, of course, Dak Prescott couldn't find the open receivers because they were not open last game. The separation was pretty much like this. It was a real tight game. Cedric Wilson, he was playing volleyball and basketball with the football, as well as Michael Gallup couldn't get any sight of separation. And, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs played a very physical game. And the leading receiver of this game was pretty much Dalton Schultz, 6 receptions for 53 yards. Of course, Michael Gallup had 5 receptions for 44 yards, and Dak Prescott threw for 28 out of 43 for, I believe, 216 yards. Cowboy Nation, that will not get it done. You cannot get it done. Of course, I believe they had 5 drops the moment the stage was too big for Noah Brown, and as well as Cedric Wilson. Now, I'm looking at most of the comments, and a lot of people are fighting amongst themselves, right? With the wide receivers, who is better, Cedric Wilson or Gallup, and also the front 5, the offensive line, the Terrence Steele versus La'el Collins. We have a lot of internal wars that go on with the Dallas Cowboys, and not saying that the fan base controlled the outcome of the game, but that's just the temperaments of the situation. So when we play against the Raiders, okay, this is a situation. One of these wide receivers going to have to step it up. And we can see clearly Blake Jarwin, he is very, 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 very missed. You know, when you run 12 personnel looks, of course, Blake Jarwin was the guy that could vertically stretch the middle of the field, and Schultz was the guy that kill you underneath. All we left now is Schultz underneath, right? So this committee, this wide receiver by committee, struck us by surprise because, I mean, missing Amari Cooper, missing CeeDee Lamb, man, major. And some of the guys that's out there far as the wide receiver situation, you're going to have one of those guys step up. At the end of the day, I'm talking about one of these guys going to have to step up, whether it be Malik Turner, who's not a burner, but Malik Turner, Malik Turner seems like a lower grade of a Michael Gallup to me, right? So this will be the game that Michael Gallup will be your number 1 target, right? And I'm not saying that the Cowboys cannot get separation or will not have a chance to win, but it's going to be a situation whereas the DBs, the safety, they can look at this wide receiving core and say, okay, all right, show me your best. Bring forth your best. Because now we can sit on routes. There's nobody that we have to roll coverage with. We can play true defense, man-to-man, lock them up. And on top of that, we can get physical with you guys at the LOS. We can jam. And that's what they did against the Cowboys this previous game. They jammed them. They didn't allow them to get off their release simple. And they sent some pressure to Dak Prescott. Disguised some blitzes or what have you. And Dak Prescott was sacked, I believe, 5 times or more. I think the pressure made it feel like it was more. And the good thing about it, Cowboy Nation, the good thing, this is a home game. And hopefully at home, you know, you can have your mind set straight to say to yourself, okay, let's regroup, some of the stage and the spotlight that's big for those boys on the road, they can at least feel comfortable at home. And I'm talking about the Noah Brown, right? I'm talking about the Michael Gallup, the Cedric Wilson. Those boys going to have to step up. Malik Turner and whoever else they elevate from the practice squad. They're going to have to really show out and show their Cowboy Nation. So that's just how this thing goes. The defensive side of the coin for the Cowboys, I'm looking at it like this. We'll wait for reports to come out who is going to be activated and these sorts of things. But Parsons, J-Ron Curse, Trayvon Diggs, those guys going to have to really continue to do a good job, because they're the only reason why we stayed in this game. Well, I know we were out of the game, but if the offense were to show up a little bit, man. But 9-19, I get it. A lot of people saying that the sky is falling. But you can look at this defense, and the defense, and I'm not trying to give out moral victories or anything, defense can be proud of the fact that they didn't allow Pat Mahomes to throw a touchdown, right? It's small victories in this battle, but the overall outcome, we lost. We holding the L, we holding the L, and it's not proudly, but we are still 7-3. And even if we come out of this situation with another L, 7-4 isn't something that we can't be upset and angry at. But Coach Mike McCarthy, he did lament it. Hey, we'll be 8-3, so I like it, and that's just him trying to bring forth some motivation to this team in his previous press conference. So we'll find out more and more down the line. But unfortunately, the Cowboys will be without CeeDee Lamb and without Amari Cooper, and we can see how everything else work out. I hope Ezekiel Elliott will be okay. He was able to get back in that game, but you guys know the adrenaline and all of that stuff. We'll see how all of this stuff unfolds. I think that he should be available, but they're going to have to really look deep into the hearts and say, okay, how can we regroup? How can we bounce back? Because the games are coming back to back. I think after this game, there'll be another game on Thursday, right? So at least give you a little stretch there, but they could have made that game on a Sunday, But it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. It's one of those things where as heavy as the crown you wear, and on top of that, we got a lead right now. We got a lead in the division. From what I'm hearing, the rebirth of the Washington team and the rebirth of the Philadelphia Eagles team, right? Oh, they coming, baby. They coming. And we need to be worried, huh? No, we are not worried. The good thing that come out of this, believe it or not, Cowboy Nation, that we lose some of those fair weather fans, those fickle fans, and the real ones are here. Win, lose, or draw. And that's what I like. We got some of the real ones here. If you're a real one, put real one in the chat. I love it, Cowboy Nation. Hey, it is what it is. Look, we don't fold up like a wallet or a lawn chair. We'll be right back into the mix of things. Cowboy Nation, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Figure this win out, baby. You got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. I don't know if I should. And this Shovel, you done let me down this game. Come on, Shovel. Come on. Peace.